Not really, right? Yeah, you can hardly even tell. It feels like 40 or something. See the community on our left, a bunch of houses over here, kind of grassland. So this is Waikiki Ranch. It's a private, gated ranching community. You could buy property up here and have, horses or sheep or whatever. Really nice place. Much cooler temperatures. As we've come up the slope, yeah, way cooler up here. If you like Hawaii but you feel it's too hot, just move up here. Although in the winter months, at night, especially in the winter months, it can get a little bit on the chilly side. I mean, compared to New York and Denver, maybe not, but colder than normal for Hawaii. It could be in the upper 40s at night, in the winter. Yeah, when I moved to Hawaii, I was like, no, I don't want any cold, so that's not for me. Well, I need to make a radio call and tell the control tower up here we're coming into the military airspace. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to let switch this on. Let's listen in for a second. 239 Girl Scout Camp, switching to Bradshaw Eastbound. So there's a Girl Scout camp right in front of us. I was just kind of telling everybody else, hey, we're at the Girl Scout camp and we're leaving. We're headed to the military zone. And then we'll switch. We've got to listen to this recording first.
2.2, altimeter 3038.
Control tower updates this recording once per hour.
Density altitude plus 79er80. Runway 09er in use. Expect visual approach. Runway 09er. Restricted area 3103 is active south of Saddle Road. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta.
The Delta is a D, right? That's the letter identifier for this recording.
At 1958 Zulu, automated observation, wind calm, visibility 10, sky clear, below 12,000, temperature 22, dew point 2, altimeter 3038.
Now we'll call them up, tell them we listen, and we'll tell them what we want to do. Bradshaw Tower, Blue 39, Girl Scout Camp East, transition north of Saddle Road, Delta.
Blue 39, Bradshaw Tower, West East, transition through Port Clear.
Blue 39, Roger, report clear. Nope, I told him, hey, we're at the Girl Scout camp. We want to transition to the east, and we'll stay on the north side of Saddle Road, and we listen to Delta. And he said, okay, that's approved, report clear. Basically. So once we get over to the far side and out of his ear, we'll call him, tell him we're done. But we need to stay on this side of the highway because the other side, that's where they do live fire training. Kind of important. If you notice these hills we've got, there's a pretty big one on our left here. Look like mini volcanoes. In Hawaii, we call them pu'us. P-U''U. Now, essentially, a pu'u is a cinder cone. It's an old eruption site. It's where lava once came spraying up out of the ground, and the fallout from the geysering lava left a big hill. But they're everywhere. You see them on the right, too. They're kind of all over the place. And it shows that the volcanoes don't always erupt out the top. Lava can come out on the sides. And it's way more common than you might think. You guys been over to Volcanoes National Park already? Some of us have. Not yet. So, I mean, we're headed there right now. We're going to go see it today, right? But my next question for you, if you've been over there, is, was it recently, and did you see the lava?
We went yesterday, and no, we didn't see any lava.
Okay.
25 years ago we did.
Hey, that still counts. I mean, it's different now, but it still counts. 25 years ago, so 25 years ago, Kilauea was erupting down on the side at Pu'u'o'o. 1983 to 2018, that eruption went. 35 years long. Did you see lava back then?
Coming down the side, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was. It was probably headed towards the ocean. It may or may not have been going into the ocean because it did it intermittently, but it was going that way.
We saw the steam.
You did, nice. Yeah, it was often doing that. Even when I first came, I've been here about 12 years, I showed up in 2011, and it was still doing that. It was still erupting down on the side. Sometimes lava was going into the ocean. The dust devil on the right, look at that. That's kind of cool. Well, that eruption stopped in 2018, and when it came to an end, it kind of did so with a big grand finale. It let out a whole bunch of lava throughout the summer of 2018, and when it was doing so, well, not only was the lava going down into the ocean, it was destroying a bunch of houses and going over streets and all kinds of stuff. And at the summit, the caldera was sinking in because so much lava was coming out on the side. The magma chamber was deflating, which caused the caldera to get deeper and deeper. And it got so deep, the sidewalls of the caldera were collapsing in, and part of the road even fell in up there. You used to be able to drive around the entire caldera, but you can't anymore because some of the road broke. When we get there, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a military airport on the right, and their headquarters coming up next. So the current eruption on Kilauea is taking place in the summit caldera. It's not happening down on the side anymore. It has just been filling the caldera with lava, like a big bowl full filling up, right? That's what it's been doing at the moment. We'll go see, and most likely that's what it's doing right now. I always say it that way though because you never know, things can change. Sometimes pretty quickly. Next set of buildings on the right, that's... well, it's called a campground. Really, it's cabins you can rent. And notice it's on this side of the highway. Wait, Heather, you said it was your first time in a helicopter, but everybody else has been before, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, where did you guys fly at before?
The two of us and John flew in New York City. And John's actually been on one here in Hawaii.
Oh, nice. Okay. I've never done the flights in New York City. I've been there, but only once to visit.
All you need.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Like, it was really intriguing because it's so unique. For people who aren't from there anyway, it was very different and unique, and it was really interesting, but I would have a hard time adjusting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We like to visit, but not live there.
Yeah. There was a couple of events that I was just like, this would take serious adjustment. Like, I went to this little shop, and it was lunchtime. Little sandwich shop on the street corner in the middle of town, you know, and there was people all packed. I was going out the doors, and there was no method to the madness. I didn't think there was. So I'm like, how do you get a sandwich? It seems like whoever yells the loudest gets the sandwich next. There's people behind me. I'm standing right at the front of the counter. People behind me would yell over me and get their order taken.
That's pretty much what happened.
And I was like,
the loudest and the most annoying.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I guess I gotta be annoying. So I yelled at the guy in front of me and said what I wanted. I just blasted it out. And he looked at me like I was evil. Like, apparently I don't know the right way to be rude.
It's up on your accent, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah. But anyway, that was my New York experience. We're going to cross back over the highway here, head over towards Mauna Loa. You can see lava flows. Obviously, it's a much more active volcano than Mauna Kea. Pretty nice weather today. You see underneath the clouds all the way down to the... Often see that way from here because, well, we're looking down over the rainy side of the island to the left. But there's clouds over here, it almost always is. But there's less than normal. Different lava flows below us. Notice the different textures. Some of it's kind of smooth. And some of it's kind of, well, coarse and abrasive. The smooth lava is called pahoehoe. And the abrasive lava is called a'a. Both of which are made from the same material. The difference is the temperature of the lava when it was coming to a stop. Its final moving moments. If it's extra hot, it's more fluid, more smooth. But if it's kind of cooling down a little bit too much while it's moving, it gets all clumpy.